Welcome to the Aging Answers podcast. I'm Rob Faubion with Age of Central Texas. We are a regional nonprofit organization that tackles the challenges of aging with expert solutions. Today, our expert is Gill, who is the president of Texas Senior Living Locators, and we're going to talk about senior living options. A lot of times caregivers get in touch with us because they know that they're at a point where mom, dad, husband, and wife need to move from living on their own in their homes or with family members into a type of senior living facility. But it's very confusing for caregivers because there are so many different types and different styles that are available now. So we want to talk very briefly, just very high level, what are the different types of senior living options that are available today?
Well, you know, Rob, there are 4 different types of senior living options. And most of the time when I talk to people, they don't really know the differences. They say, it's time to put mom in a home.
Right.
And so it really makes sense to segment them because the industry's changed a great deal over the last 20 years. We used to have nursing homes, and people still talk about nursing homes generically like they would a Kleenex or a Band-Aid.
Right.
But nursing homes have changed. They're now called skilled nursing homes because they have 3 different types of clients that stay there, 2 of which are paid for by the government. Okay. About 20% of any skilled nursing homes residents are there for short-term stay, getting rehabilitation from a fall, for example, or other things, where they need physical therapy, speech therapy, or occupational therapy.
Okay.
Of the other 80%, which are long-term residents, and this is just an average nursing home, mind you, of those residents, probably 50% are there because they're on Medicaid.
Okay.
Medicaid are for residents who have both financial as well as medical qualifications.
And we want to be sure to differentiate it here. It's not Medicare that would pay for long-term care. It's Medicaid that pays for long-term care.
Correct. It's the only program the government has that pays for long-term care is Medicaid.
Right.
And you have to have less than $2,100 of monthly income and less than $2,000 of total assets to qualify. In addition, you have to have medical necessity.
Okay.
I would guess that over 90% of the time that somebody is there on Medicaid, their medical necessity is from dementia.
Okay.
The third type of person that is in a skilled nursing facility is somebody who's there because they've got complex medical needs. They're there being privately paid for.
Okay.
And they're there because they need an IV drip or a ventilator or a feeding tube or a tracheotomy, something that's beyond the scope of an assisted living where it's custodial care.
Right.
So what I'd say about, to sum up skilled nursing homes is that you're there either on Medicaid or you're there because of medical necessity.
Okay. All right. So that's skilled nursing home. That's one type. You also mentioned assisted living.
Assisted living is what we would call custodial care. It's where the facility is licensed to help with activities of daily living.
And so what are activities of daily living? What does that mean? We hear that term a lot. So what does that mean?
They're a formal term that's required by Medicare as well as veterans benefits and long-term care insurance. That's dressing, bathing, eating meaning getting from your plate to your mouth,
okay, transferring,
toileting, incontinence, and medication management.
Okay.
And you notice that none of these require a nurse.
Right.
That's why it's considered custodial care.
So it's the non-medical aspects of daily living.
Right. So people who just need extra help in their day on a consistent basis.
Okay.
And a subset of assisted living is memory care.
Okay.
Memory care is just like assisted living, with the main difference is that there is a security on the front door. We don't like to say locked facility, we like to say secure facility.
Right.
And it's for the residents' protection. And in addition, they have specialization in dealing with memory issues. People with memory care generally need a lot more help than people in assisted living.
So we're talking about folks who have a cognitive issue, such as Alzheimer's or another type of dementia that requires that specialized care to help them through their day.
Correct. And these are people that also have a larger degree of confusion, and frequently they need a lot more care because in the latter stages of dementia, particularly, people are incontinent, bedridden, and things like this.
Right. Right, and so the employees at a memory care have been trained specifically in the care of older adults who do have those issues.
Exactly.
Right, and I would assume that because of that, since it is a more specialized care, it's probably more expensive than just regular assisted living.
It is. In Austin, a shared room will run you anywhere from, say, $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And a private room will run you anywhere from $5,200 to $8,500 a month. Contrast that with assisted living, which is probably a good $1,500 cheaper.
Okay. Now, I want to back up one step. We talked about skilled nursing, which can be paid for through the Medicaid. Assisted living and memory care, is there any government assistance with that for pay, or is it all private pay?
It is all private pay in Austin.
Okay.
There is one or two government programs that will assist with it. No place in Austin accepts that type of payment because they don't reimburse enough for it to make sense for them.
Okay.
In other cities, in other states, they do have that.
Okay. So the takeaway is, if you're looking at that as an option, just ask.
Correct.
And then, so what is our final type of residential living?
Our final type of residential living is independent living,
Okay.
which, like assisted living, consists of apartments surrounding a centralized dining room with a meal plan and bridge and bingo thrown in. The difference is that an independent retirement living is not licensed to help with activities of daily living.
So it's basically an apartment complex that is specializing in senior living
With a meal plan.
with meals. Okay.
Yes. Now the difference is that they will rent an office to an outside agency that is licensed to help with those activities of daily living. So you, by paying a second agency, you can get similar services in an independent living as you can get in an assisted living. The only real problem is that sometimes these services aren't as well integrated, and so generally I don't think they're quite up to par compared to an assisted living.
So it's primarily for the older adult who is still capable of taking care of themselves independently, but they want to be in a place where they can socialize with others, that they don't want to have the daily grind of having to clean their own house and take care of themselves in their own home. It just gives them the opportunity to live with other senior adults.
Correct, with some extra care thrown in when they do need it.
Okay.
And the last thing about independent living is that typically the residents tend to be cognitively healthier.
Okay.
And that's one reason why people choose that as an alternative over assisted living.
Terrific. So there you go. Your main types of residential living for senior adults. You have skilled nursing homes that are available, what we used to call nursing homes. Now in the industry, they have upgraded themselves in their knowledge and their abilities, and so they're considered skilled nursing now. Assisted living for folks that need help with their daily activities, such as going to the bathroom, eating, dressing themselves, that needs some additional assistance in that. Memory care, which is a type of assisted living but specializes in folks with dementia or other cognitive issues that need that extra assistance. And then independent living for senior adults who can still live on their own, don't need that type of daily assistance, but they want to be somewhere that is more social and more geared around their lifestyle and their age.
Correct.
All right. If you have a question you'd like one of our experts to answer, be sure and send us an email. Our information is listed below. Be sure to check out our other podcasts as well, where we answer lots of your questions on caregiver issues and senior living issues. I'm Rob Faubion. This is Michael Gill. Thank you so much for joining us for this Aging Answers podcast.